Recording in progress.
Cek, 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 cek.
Check. Ladies and gentlemen, attention please. An international public lecture with the topic, Can the renminbi become an international investment currency? Lesson from major currency will begin. We welcome the guest speaker, Professor Jiyoun, Professor from Kyung University, Korea, Rector of Universitas Pasundan, Professor Dr. H. Azhar Afandi, SAMSC, the Dean, Dr. Hajuanim SMSE with all the Vice Dean, and to all professors from the Faculty of Economic and Business, Head and Secretary of Study Program, and our student Faculty of Economic and Business Unpas, and also we welcome guests of honor who is participating by virtual Zoom. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Annyeonghaseyo. First, let us praise the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With His blessing, we can be here and join this important event. Also, salawat and salam be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness into the light. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rini Indriana as Master Ceremony today, and we are gathering here at the International Public Lecture organized by the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Pasundan. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you about the rundown of this event. First, opening. Second, singing the national anthem of Indonesia and Republic of Korea. Third, report by the Chief Committee. Fourth, speech and opening remarks from Director Universitas Pasundan. Fifth, seminar by Professor Jiyoun. Question and answer, certificate and souvenir handover for the speaker, and closing. Now, let us start this event with Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And now, we will listen to the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia and the Republic of Korea. For all the audience, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. The next agenda is report by the Chief Committee, Mr. M. Razak Iryadana, STMM. The stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone and best wishes for us all. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim, all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful and the most compassionate, for granting us the opportunity to gather here in the spirit of knowledge and collaboration. We also give salawat and greetings to our great Prophet Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, to his family, friend, and all his people until the end of time. On this good occasion, I represent the entire committee, are truly privileged to welcome such remarkable speaker, the Honorable Professor Jiyoun from Kyung University, who have dedicated her time and knowledge. Thank you very much. Gameo Gamsamida. Also, my greeting the Honorable Rector of Pasundan University, Professor Dr. Haji Azhar Afandi, SAMSC. Thank you, Prof, for your support. And also greeting to the Honorable Dean of Faculty Economic and Business, Dr. Haji Juanim, SAMSE, and all the Vice Dean. Thank you, sir, for your support and the opportunity. And also greeting to the Honorable all the professor of Faculty Economic and Business, and also my greeting to Honorable all the head and secretary of study programs, and also thanks to the moderator will be assisted by Mr. Glenn Lazuari Purba, SAMAK. Last but not least, thank you to all participants who were present on site and present online. I hope this event will give us more insight and knowledge. In terms of participants, this event was attended by on-site students consisting of undergraduate students from Faculty of Economic and Business, approximately around 120 students, and also attended online by postgraduate students from Master of Management, Master of Accounting, and Doctor of Management Science program. I think that's all that the report I can convey. On behalf of the committee, I apologize if there are any shortcoming or error in organizing this event. At the end, on behalf of the committee, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all who supported and contribute to making this event possible. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our effort and guide us toward success in this endeavor. Once again, welcome. May this event be fruitful and inspiring for us all. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to listen to the speech and opening remarks from Rector of Universitas Pasundan, Professor Dr. Azhar Afandi, SMHA. Please, the stage is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampurasun. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Selamat pagi. Annyeonghaseyo. It is a great honor for me to welcome all of you today International Public Lecture. I extend my warm greeting to our distinguished guest, Professor Jiyoun from Kyung University, as well as to all participants, faculty members, and students here today. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank and congratulate the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business at Universitas Pasundan. Your strong dedication to building and maintaining collaboration with world-class institutions such as Kyung University and the Korea Foundation deserve high appreciation. I would also like to express my gratitude to Professor Jiyoun for your valuable contribution to Universitas Pasundan, especially through the e-school program. Your hard work and effort have greatly supported the development of our institution. My thanks also go to the Korea Foundation to funding and supporting this important collaboration. Kyung University is the key partner for Universitas Pasundan, especially for the Faculty of Economic and Business. The partnership between of universities has played an important role in improving academic excellence and cultural understanding. Looking ahead, Universitas Pasundan hope to strengthen and expand this collaboration with new and creative programs in the future. As a university committed to the being part of the global community, Universitas Pasundan aims to contribute to solving worldwide challenges. To achieve this, we need strong partnership with universities like Kyung University, which share our vision and commitment. Once again, thank you, Professor Jiyoun and the Korea Foundation for your trust and support. Let us continue to work together to achieve even greater success in the future. I hope this international public lecture will be informative and inspiring to everyone. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you successful and enjoyable session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. Kamsa Hamidah.
Founded in 1976, the Faculty of Economic and Business Unpas has become one of the leading institutions in economics and business education in Indonesia. With a vision to be an excellent and competitive faculty at both national and international levels, we are committed to providing high-quality education. Contributing to the global and national economic movement, rapidly developing through education at the Faculty of Economics and Business Pasundan University. In the digital era 5.0, the Faculty of Economics and Business Pasundan University continues to make breakthrough in the education system while remaining firmly rooted in religious values and local wisdom. Present with Sundanese local wisdom that brings color and character to the education world. The Faculty of Economic and Business Unpas has 3 study programs with Unggul accreditation. The accounting study programs teaches in-depth financial analysis and auditing skills. The management study program focuses on developing entrepreneurial, leadership, and business management skills. Development economics study programs equip students with macro and microeconomics analysis skills and public policy. The Faculty of Economic and Business Pasundan University boasts competent and professional lecturers with doctors and professor qualifications who are certified. We have competent educators with qualifications from domestic and international graduates providing representative facilities including library, banking laboratory, language laboratory, computer laboratory, Korean Center, talk show room, and podcast room. In addition to academic activities, students are also active in various organizations and social activities that hone their soft skills and professional networks. Our students have achieved various accomplishments at national and international levels. With various excellent study programs, complete facilities, and a conducive learning environment, the Faculty of Economics and Business Pasundan University is the right place to achieve a bright future. Join us and be part of the next generations of economics and business leaders. Please give applause once again. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finally entered the main event, the International Public Lecture. But before presentation, the material, I would like to invite Professor Jiyoun to introduce Kyung University. So for Professor Jiyoun, please, the stage is yours.
Hi everyone, I'm Jiyoun from Kyung University. It's really nice to meet you here. Before I start the public lecture, I realized that it's better to introduce myself and Kyung University and also eSchool project. So I have prepared 2 PowerPoint slides. So the one is now will be ready soon. I'm currently the professor at the College of International Studies, Kyung University, and also the vice dean at that college. And also I'm currently managing the eSchool project right now since 2018. And also we have studied our eSchool cooperation together between Kyung and Unpas for since 2018. So we have a long tradition and the very good the relationship so far. So how do I ask the next page? Next page, please. This is me. I normally introduce myself because students sometimes do not know about me. So I am PhD in economics, so that's why I teach courses related to economics also this semester. And my current interest related to research is international finance and international economics. So the paper I will present today is related to international economics and finance. Next page. So Kyung and Korea Foundation Global E-School project. We started this project since 2018, and currently we cooperate with 5 countries and 10 universities, and Unpas is one of the most important university in our cooperation. And currently we offer 21 courses, and we have, in this program, we have over 1,000 students taking our e-school courses. And our courses cover related to Korean language, economics, politics, and business and culture and other things. Yeah. And since for the Unpas, we mostly provide courses related to economics and business. Yeah. Next page. So what is the e-school program? The Korea Foundation is one of the Korean government's organized institution try to promote Korean studies abroad by providing Korea-related lectures for international students based on real-time online platforms. So we have used Zoom, right? Actually, we have used Zoom before COVID-19, and so far. So we have been very successful. Next, please. So this is the list of universities that we are currently cooperating. And Unpas, we cooperate since 2018. This is mostly the first university we cooperate so far. Next, please. Yeah. So we have our website. So I will post today's event on our website in the e-school project. Next. 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 And so to make it happen, from our Kyung side, College of International Studies, and also Graduate School, Pan-Pacific Graduate School of International Studies, and also Office of International Affairs, and also Global Eminence Program, or many the organizations at Kyung are involved in this successful e-school program. And professors are mostly from the Graduate School of Pan-Pacific International Studies and also College of International Studies. Next. So this is the list of courses we are currently providing. And the Korean Foundation this spring asked me to introduce especially the data analysis using R. This is because this is kind of a contemporary Korean studies. But the WA also offer other courses too. Next. Next, please. So we have used this LMS system so far, but the system has closed down. So we are currently using Google Classroom right now. Next. So we provide also all students who successfully completed our e-school courses certificate. Next. And also, we had this e-school fellowship program before COVID-19, and also this year we resumed this fellowship. So we invited 3 Unpas students to Kyung this summer, and they have really enjoyed this summer program. Next. Next. Yeah. So this is the picture before COVID-19. Next. So I will stop here. So can I switch to the other PowerPoint file? Yeah. I saw that I have included Kyung picture, but okay. So Kyung is really beautiful if you visit during the spring, especially. We have a Cherry Blossom Festival, and also in the fall, we also have a Students Festival too. So if you can, visit Korea, also contact me and visit Kyung.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, can you give applause for Professor Jiyoun and thank you for introduce about Kyung University. So we finally entered the main event, the International Public Lecture. The material, can the renminbi become an international investment currency? And for today, we'll moderate with Mr. Glenn Lazwardi Kurba, SAMAK. So for Mr. Glenn, please to come forward and stage is yours. Professor Jiyoun, please take a seat.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I would like to warmly welcome all of you today on the International Public Lecture, organized by Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Pasundan. It's my honor to be moderator for today's session, and we are truly privileged to have esteemed speakers such as Professor Jiyoun from Department of International Study, Kyung University. Today's topic about can the RMB become an international investment currency, lesson from major currencies. But before we start, I would like to take a moment to introduce and greeting our esteemed speaker. Professor, I would like to say Hanyong Hamnida, and in Sundanese we say Wilujeng Sumping. Professor Jiyoun held a PhD economic from Cornell University, United States, and she made significant contribution to the field of financial economic and international finance, particularly in relation to China financial market. It's an honor to have her with us today to discuss important issues in the global economy, the potential of RMB to become a leading international investment currency. I would like to remind everyone, this lecture will be conducted in English, and the floor will be open for question and answer in the end of presentation. If you are joining us online, please send your question on the chat Zoom, and I will make sure to address the questions. Without further ado, Professor, the stage is yours.
Thank you for the introduction. Okay. So the research paper I will present today it's related with Chinese yuan, the renminbi. China's economy has grown a lot. When we compare to 20 years ago, the Chinese economic size is now ranking number 2, and also in terms of trade volume, China's trade volume is the top number 1 in this world. So my research is focusing on the roles of Chinese renminbi in the international market. And I have previously worked on the exchange rate movements, focusing on also the renminbi. So for example, when Chinese yuan depreciate, sometimes Korean won also follow depreciate. So we find these co-movements, they move together. So what is the factors that influencing these co-movements? So we find out that everyone expecting the trade linkages, right, between the Korea and China has been significant role in this exchange rate co-movements between renminbi and Korean won. But one of our other contribution is that the financial market integration between China and Korea, and also Chinese government's policy arrangement related to their renminbi internationalization has been has worked on the significant role on this exchange rate compromise. So this paper is the third paper related to Chinese renminbi internationalization. We focus on investment part. So when you purchase international bonds, foreign bonds, what is the currencies denominated? So if I purchase the US bonds normally denominated in the US dollar. And also when I purchase the European bonds, it's normally euro or sometimes the US dollar. But recently, as China's role in international financial market has grown a lot, and also the Chinese government's the large efforts for making their Chinese yuan's internationalization has been effective. I also would like to understand the some countries and some investors purchase the foreign bonds denominated in the Chinese yuan. So then what is the causing those things? But this is very recent phenomenon. So we have some difficulties in tracking down the reasons using the historical data. So we looked at the other major currencies example, and then we would like to apply this result on these Chinese renminbi cases. Okay, next page. So that is the summary of this paper. In this presentation, I will explain some background because some of you are not in this international economics and international finance area. And also, I will move on to the data and the empirical work for the research methodology, and then I'll show you our findings. Next page. So as I mentioned before, let me see. China is now rising, and then China's policies to international renminbi has been very active since 2008, the global financial crisis. And also what we need to understand is that these days we are observing that the global economy is now decoupling. The US economy, Chinese economy, and other countries' economy, they are not moving together. And also we are living, especially we can now say that it's in the era of geopolitics, which means we are not now, so before we have tried to integrate each other more in economics, and also in finance area. But now, because of many political reasons, and we are fragmented. So we have some fragmented financial market. We also have a fragmented trade zone, the China-centered trade zone, a US-centered trade zone, and so the Europe-related. And also China and Russia, they are also have some strong alliances we can observe. And also we have other group of the fragmentation. So this also can influence on the investors' choice for purchasing international bonds, especially denominated some currencies. So we will also explore that reasons. Okay, next. So this is some our recent observations between renminbi and other currencies, their co-movements. So we calculate. We just looked at the correlation between the emerging economies, the composite currency index, and also the renminbi. We have some fluctuation, but as you can see, we have some trends, especially since 2012 or more. There is a strong increasing trends between the renminbi and other emerging market currency index. Yeah. They have become more close before. Next. And This is not big, but in my other paper, we also finds out that renminbi has become close to each currency. Yeah. So for example, for Indonesia, I also have included other currency. The correlation between the US dollar and the rupiah is the blue color, and the correlation between renminbi and the rupiah is the red color. So as you can see, Indonesia, the roles of US dollar still is very significant. So because I can see that there is very strong correlation between these two currencies. But the red line, the correlation between renminbi and the rupiah has become slightly increased. And also for interesting things about Australia, Australia has a heavy the commodity trade between China and Australia. So the red line, the correlation between renminbi and the Australian dollar is very strong relationship. Korea is very similar to the Indonesian case. Yeah, we have some fluctuation more. Okay, next. So this is the exchange rate, the movement, the observation from my other paper and also the researchers. Now let's move on to the how we in this world, what is the composition of renminbi? So foreign currency exchange reserve. Many countries, they have a foreign currency exchange rate reserve. When they have their reserve, they purchase the asset, and some of their asset denominated is dollar, Chinese yuan, Japanese yen, and also other currency. The blue color is the US dollar. The US dollar has been the most widely and the popular international currency, right? So it has been like 70%. It consists of the global foreign exchange rate reserve, but it's still very strong, but it's now 60%. We have 20% for the previous 20 years. And Chinese renminbi, very small percentage, but it's growing. It's around the 3 and 4% these days. So still, the US dollar has been used the position of the world's #1, the international currency. But many people are wondering about the roles of other currencies, especially whether Chinese yuan will also take over the next international currency, the position. Next page. So the purpose of this research, we analyze the currency components of international investment. And in particular, our main focus is on the Chinese yuan's implication. And also, we will also try to include the issues related to the geopolitics. Next. So let me introduce a little bit about the Chinese yuan's the internationalization policy. China has tried to make their renminbi the internationalized, which means China wanted to use renminbi in trade and also in finance area. For example, in their financial market, they recently reduced some regulation related to foreign investments entering into their stock market and also their other asset markets. And also for make renminbi to use easily in other country, China tried to had an agreement, the currency swap agreements with more than 40 countries. And also they have established clearing bank in other countries. And also they have direct currency exchange market with 23 currencies these days more. Next. And for the renminbi as international currency, so from statistic, we can see that it's not very significant compared to US dollar and the Japanese yen and euro, but it's rising, So our previous literature finds that the renminbi is the increasing influence on, especially in Asian currency. Yeah. And also another previous paper also suggests that there is some renminbi block. Yeah. So the researcher in this area is mostly in the Icahn Green and also Fletcher and Baird. And my previous graph, the renminbi has increased in foreign exchange reserve. So renminbi has become officially as the reserve currencies. So next page. So can renminbi become the international currency? It's still the main big question. So let me also introduce other background before I jump on to the main research. So the Krugman's theory on the international currency suggests that for the international currency status situation, there will be the persistent roles of dollar dominance. And so the roles of dollar in international market will be still number one, and then it will be very significant. But other opinions, other suggestions say that dollar dominance is decreasing. Yeah. So there will be other possibility. Okay. That's the second opinion. The another opinion, next page. Sorry, so still on the same issue. Is that for the renminbi, there will be the limited roles. So dollar's dominance is decreasing. So there will be conditional and limited roles of renminbi will be there. And also other literature say that we will, in this world, we will have multipolar currency system. So renminbi block, the euro, and also the US dollar block. For example, this kind of the multipolar currency system, we follow some current situation of geopolitics situation. Okay, next page. So there are many wonderings, the opinions and suggestions and arguments. So then let's go back to the economics 101, the very basics. So when we study the definition of money, we understand that the money should function three. So one is the unit of account. So money should be used as a unit of account and also medium of exchange, store of value. Cryptocurrency, for example, can you use cryptocurrency? Can you say that it's money? Well, theoretically it seems, but the values of cryptocurrency is very fluctuating. So it's very difficult to use the cryptocurrency as the unit of accounts. We do not have the cryptocurrency for a bottle of water. Yeah, we don't know how much. So the functions of money is very important when you define money. And also we can apply this three function to international currency. International currency meaning that we are widely using this, for example, US dollar when we trade, and also when you purchase the international assets, stocks or bonds. So for the international currency functions, the unit of accounts, we can separate this unit of accounts function into the private sector and also the official part. Especially for the private sector, for the unit of accounts, we can use, for example, dollar in trade invoicing. So even though Korea is trade with Russia, for example, we are not using the Korean won or the Russian currency. We are using the US dollar in trade invoicing. And also similarly, we can have the medium of exchange concept for international currency for private and official and also store of value too. Especially the store of value, we have this currency and then we can use it several months later or several years later, so that it has been stored the value inside of this money. US dollar too, so I'm holding US dollar, and also I can use it next year or several years later. And also we purchase the foreign bond and US bond, for example, and the US bonds is denominated in US dollar. So this US dollar US bonds denominated in US dollar, we can say that we are storing the value inside by holding the for this US bond. So for example, for Chinese yuan too. So I purchased I entered into Chinese financial market. I decided to purchase the Chinese government's bond. And then this is denominated in Chinese yuan. Then this Chinese government's bond in Chinese yuan, and I'm holding it for 1 year. Then this now has a function as the store of value in Chinese yuan. So to become an international currency, US dollar, for example, should maintain these three functions. So we are knowing this. And then we will looking at the other currency situation. Okay, thank you. Next page. For when the countries issue bonds, we also collected the data, which currency was used when the country or the corporate companies issue bonds. The orange color is mostly euro, and that's very interesting, right? Euro, the loss of euro is very significant compared to US dollar in international bonds market. Well, it's because the European countries, they have a big financial market. So when they issue bonds, they also use their euro currency. And the blue color is the US dollar. And also the gray, it's for sterling, the UK sterling. And very small number, like 0.1%, 0.6%, 0.4%, 0.7%. This is Chinese yuan. So compared to the foreign currency exchange rate statistic, and also compared to many other statistics, still the percentage of the Chinese yuan in international bonds market is very small. But we would like to know more about it. Okay, next. So I will introduce the data, and also I will introduce empirical methodology, and I will introduce the findings. Okay. So basically, in my empirical analysis, our dependence variable will be the percentage of a currency composition of the a country's international asset, focusing on bonds. And also we would like to understand the factors which determine the currency composition. Okay, next. So to understand the currency composition, so for example, in Korea is have purchased the international bond, the individual or the government, and then we collected all this data. I'm not the official statistics. They reported this the amount of the international bonds that Korea is currently holding. Among these international bonds, we probably have bonds from U.S. and European country or China and other countries. Some of the bonds is denominated in the US dollar or euro or Japanese yen or the Chinese renminbi. So we calculate the percentage among the whole, our international bonds holdings. Okay. So to have this, we need a data. This data should have this data should report the international bonds holding. This international bonds holding by each country. So I'm holding US bond. I'm also holding also Japanese bond. I know, so this bilateral international bond holding data is reported by IMF. IMF coordinate portfolio investment survey. So portfolio investment includes the security investment, including stocks and bonds. Among the stocks and bonds, we only focus on the bonds because the stock data is very fluctuating. It's very unpredictable. It's very difficult to understand what is causing the fluctuation. So, and also this portfolio investment data report the currency breakdown. There are slight differences. Country, Korea is owning for example, international bonds that are issued by Netherlands. And this bond issued by Netherlands, what is the currency denominated? Is it euro? Some of the will be euro. Some of the bonds will be US dollar. Yeah, for most cases. So they are not exactly the same. The currency breakdown situation and also bilateral country holdings situation. Okay, so we collected the data and we used 38 countries, the country year panel data analysis. Next. It's very small, but the table just indicates that the number of years that we are having. For example, for Austria, the currency data for international bonds, we are having only 5 years, and Chinese yuan too. It's because the IMF only reported the Australian dollar and Chinese yuan in very recent years. But the other major currency, I will say the Australian dollar and Chinese yuan is other currency. Major currency is US dollar, Japanese yen, US dollar, euro, and UK sterling. They are major currency. This data has a long history. So we were able to collect 21 years of currency breakdown data. So we will have more focus on this major currency, and we will try to understand what influence on the currency composition percentage, and then we will apply their result on the Chinese cases. Okay, next. Next. So as I mentioned, our dependent variable is the proportion. It's a proportion of asset denominated in, for example, US dollar currency. And among the whole international asset that a country is currently holding. So these dependent variable we will have for each currency, US dollar, euro, and other major currencies too. Next. Okay, let me explain just a little bit more to have more understanding. So we have looked at the international bond issuance currency data before in the graph. I showed you that euro and US dollar consist of most percentage in international bonds investment. So our data too, our data shows that the euro and also US dollar consist of, on average, most percentage. So, and surprisingly, the average among our 21 years observation, US dollar is their percentage is on average lower than euro. It's because we include in our 38 country, most of them are Eurozone countries. So yeah, that's why we have some bias for euro. Okay, next. So what will determine the currency composition percentage? So if I'm holding more the Japanese yen more, and not just only currency, I purchase bonds that are denominated in Japanese yen. Yeah. What will determine this? Is economic linkages related to trade, or now we can include strategic connection, strategic alliance, for example. So when we have a strong alliance situation, then are we holding more Japanese yen, Japanese yen bond? That is our question. So we expect that this will have some positive influence on this, the more holdings of international bonds. And other connections that we can think of is, for example, for UK sterling. So if you purchase more UK bonds and that are denominated UK sterling, maybe we have some, that between the countries, they have some colonial relationship before. That maybe have some influence. And also some distance, physical distance between countries, or the language barrier, or the other trade-related agreements maybe can have for holding more international bonds denominated on some specific currency. Okay, next. So that's the variable that we focus on bilateral relationship. Bilateral relationship meaning that between countries. And other things that can influence on our dependent variable will be the currency issuing countries, dollar issuing countries, United States. Yeah, they have some they special reason, right? Why we are choosing US dollar for when we purchase the international bonds. And so maybe United States, their financial market development status is the #1. So they are many countries try to follow the standard of United States, the financial market, for example. And also the countries, the governance situation, more transparent situation in their policies and also their policy implementation. And others, next page. So we focus on the financial development and the country's governance. And other characteristics we can include the asset holding countries characteristic. Like Korea is holding U.S. international bond, U.S. bond. So is it because we have more openness in terms of the economics? So we trade more. So we tended to purchase the other countries' the bonds. So we included these factors, and also a country strategically is in the position that we just wanted to purchase the China and Russia related asset more, yeah, because of some current reasons. So we included that factor, and we included other time-related factor too. So let me jump on to the result. Yeah, thank you for this long, yeah, the backgrounds, the background slides. Thank you for following me for all these backgrounds. So next page, please. Next, so I will just jump on the output. Next page. Next. So next, this may be interesting. So one of the variable we included. So this is the strategic variable. So the economists last year they published this map that they have this color. So when it becomes more red, it is supportive to Russia. Yeah. So we can say it's from Russia leaning, and it's when you have very the weak color, then this is not the West winning situation. So as you can see, the Europe and the United States have a very weak color and very dark color, dark red situations. It's the China, right, Russia, and some countries in Africa. So we quantifies this color as the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we include it in our paper. Okay, next page. Next, I will skip this table. Yeah, next. So this analysis, it's very preliminary. So we have done this for each currency, for US dollar. So US dollar asset percentage, what factors influence on this US dollar? So why investors tend to hold more US dollar bonds? So what we find is that financial linkages between countries has become very positive role in increasing the percentage of US dollar holdings. But the other interesting things is the pro-Russian variable. And when we have heavy investor, which means it's related to financial development status, then we tend to have more US dollar. Yeah. That's very expected result. Yeah. But the contribution is that for this expected result, we confirmed with data. Yeah. Next. For Euro 2, very similar findings. The Eurozone is also probably, if a country is in Eurozone, they tend to hold more the euro bond. Okay. Next page. For UK, the very interesting things, the why countries are holding more, try to hold more the UK bonds, especially denominated in the sterling. The colony, the previous colony relationship has become strong, and other variable, we do not find any other significant roles. So yeah, colony is the only one. Yeah. Next. So for each currency, we have some different explanations. Yeah. Japanese yen, very the general findings. So trade linkage is important, and financial linkage is important. Strategic alliance is important. Okay. VEX is about the stability of international financial market. So when you have very volatile financial market situation, then people tend to hold more Japanese bond, Japanese yen bond. Okay, next page. We also separately try to do the similar analysis with the small number of data for renminbi, and we surprisingly, even we have a small number of data, we find that trade linkage, financial linkages is important. Yeah. So it's one of the main our finding, I think, is about the financial linkages. Yeah. So people mostly think about the trade relationship, but when it comes to the investment situation, financial market is very important, the linkages. Yeah. And pro-Russian, yeah, variable has become very significant. So if a country is pro-Russian more, then tend to hold more Chinese yuan bonds. Yeah. That's those very interesting findings. Next. I will skip the Australian dollar. Okay, that's the very general findings from empirical part. So let me combine everything in the conclusion. Next. So for each country analysis, we generally find that bilateral international financial linkages. So how much we close each other, the Korean financial market and also the Japan's financial market, for example. And that have a significant effect the selection of investment currency. So, and the other findings from our several tables, investors. So we should think of the investor point of view because this is about the investment currency. Investment prefer the currency issued by a country with developed financial market. So more developed financial market, so United States, for example. So that the financial market development status is important. So if a country wanted to have a more strong status in their currency have more strong status in the international market, they also should focus on their financial market development, stability, and also regulation, and many other things. And also other findings that I also wanted to emphasize the strategic alliance variable we employed did not give us many strong findings, but the pro-Russian in the Ukraine war provides us that euro and the provide us that for RMB investment currency. The pro-Russian situation influence on this RMB, the investment currency selection. So I actually didn't update this table, but in my other recent analysis, I included the other variable for strategic alliance. So, for example, UN voting situation. So Korea is also a board for many issues in UN, also Indonesia and other countries. So I collected, other researchers collected all this data. They calculated the closeness for their voting decisions. So when I included this voting decision closeness, I also find that strategic alliance has become very positive and significant role in selection of investment in currency. Okay, next. Yeah. So that's our finding conclusion. And for implication, still, US dollar is the international currency. Yeah. So people think that China is now number 2 in terms of GDP. and their trading volume is number 1. So the Chinese yuan is now reducing, so the dollar's role is now become weak, and Chinese yuan's role become stronger. So that question has been for a while in our academia, but from the data and from my finding, I still think that the position of US dollar is still very strong. Yeah. And the geopolitical decoupling situation may increase. Yeah. So we have more fragmented world these days more. So this geopolitical decoupling may increase the holdings of Chinese yuan asset. Yeah. Based on the strategic alliance variable and pro-Russian variable findings. And also in investments market, the proportion of RMB asset is still low, very tiny. But the Chinese government is continuously try to develop their financial market, and then step by step they have opened their financial market more. So I think the proportion of the RMB asset will increase, yeah, gradually, but increase more. And also this trade volume, the roles of trade volume in international investments market does not have a strong role. So we should focus on the financial market, the development and other things there, especially for investment and currency selection. That's it. Thank you.
Let's give applause for the professor. Thank you, Professor, for your presentation. It's very insightful, even for me who come from accounting major, and it's very insightful. And I have a lot of questions, but let's give a chance to the participant for a questions. Now, I would like to open floor the Q&A sessions. We encourage both our participants who came on site or offline. Okay, maybe you can come up.
Check. Hello, good morning, Prof. Welcome to Indonesia. Welcome to Pasundan University. Allow me introduce myself. My name is Anggi Permana. I'm a student in Economic Development Program Study in Faculty Economic and Business. I'm part of student in art studio with Prof. And now I want to ask, what are the potential risks and benefits for Indonesian or Korea if the RMB becomes a major global investment currency, especially in terms of financial stability and capital flows? Thank you, Prof.
Okay. You can answer.
Okay, thank you for that question. I recognize you from our June meeting. That's a good question. So for Korea and Indonesia, China is very important country in terms of trade, especially, but also the capital flow between China and Indonesia probably has been increased more. And also capital flow between Korea and China also has become increased more. It's because the Chinese government opens their financial market more, and also the increasing trade also have some impact on the more capital flow in the financial sectors too. So this paper can say that so now the roles of renminbi also in the financial market seems to have will become more significant, even though it's still very small. So we should prepare for the more increasing Chinese renminbi asset situation in these capital flows. So before in the Asian financial crisis, global financial crisis, most the international investors is coming from United States and the European countries. But now we will have more investors from China, and also we will invest more in China too. So we should understand the Chinese capital market, the openness policy more, and also they sometimes suddenly change their financial market regulation. So we should be careful about that. But this will be also, I think, good opportunity because we can diversify more the investment selection.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Maybe I want to ask follow-up questions, as we know that Indonesia has selected new president, Mr. Prabowo, who had a neutral policy to stand on two sides, America and Chinese, but it means they have take an opportunity from the United States and Chinese. But in that your presentation, you say that your findings say that maybe RMB cannot replace the dollar, but it's an opportunity. RMB can be multipolar currency system, and how it affected to Indonesia as a developing country.
So if we have this multipolar currency system, so when you trade with other countries, it is not US dollar anymore. So some countries will require Chinese yuan or the euro or other countries. So the holding foreign currency as a national level, we also should diversify that the multipolar currency situation. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, maybe there are questions. Okay. The side can move to the head.
Tes, oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, first of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Davina Aulia. You can call me Davina. I'm from Pasundan University, accounting major. It was explained earlier that the RMB will become an international investment currency. Okay, I have one question for beautiful professor about RMB. What are the main challenges for the RMB to become an international investment currency, and how can Chinese monetary policy overcome them? That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I also have explained the renminbi internationalization policy. So Chinese government has established the agreements for currency swap agreements with more than 40 countries, and so Chinese governments will probably have a more clearing bank in many other countries and direct the currency exchange markets too. So these, for example, for this direct currency exchange market, maybe can have more some. I haven't tested, but they have positive influence on the Chinese renminbi investment and currency selections. So it's about the government policy. Yeah.
Maybe you, in several papers you write, I already read, RMB can be decoupling from geopolitical policy, and as we know that in United States has elected new president too, and Mr. Donald Trump, and we already have set a tight barrier for Chinese economic. How you see it about the policy about Mr. Trump? Oh, yes, Mr. Trump was selected as a new president, have set a new tax for the Chinese product will come to the United States, and I see that maybe a policy to decrease the economic growth from Chinese in the United States. How you see that can affect the RMB to be an international currencies?
The trade war between the U.S. and China.
Chinese, yes, that's right.
The for our focus is on the investment, the currency selection. So from our finding, the trade does not have very strong influence on this investment selection. So the trade war probably will reduce the use of renminbi in trade invoicing and also many other situations related to trade. And also this will maybe not directly, indirectly of influence on the US investors who are willing to try to have been investing in China, maybe negatively, yeah. But I'm not sure there is a direct linkages in there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there are any questions? Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for acceptance, for opportunity. Let me reintroduce myself in Korean. Okay. Rivaldo, 저는 Rivaldo입니다. Economic Development Pasundan University 학생입니다. Okay, I had a question. Considering what are the broader geopolitical implications if the RMB succeed in becoming an international reserve currency? How will this affect the global economic and political order, especially for two sides between Russia and many countries around United States? Thank you. 감사합니다.
So yeah, I have gotten lots of questions. But Korean students are very shy, but our Unpas students are very active, and then have very deep thinking. Thank you for all these questions. So this more fragmented world, and also we actually since 2000s in the world economy has become economically and financially we know that it's more integrated, but the 2020 COVID-19 situation, also the war recently between Ukraine and Russia and many other conflict has changed this more integrated world, the trend to the fragmented and multipolar situation. So also other the research I also would like to study more the geopolitical fragmentation, the influence on the currency exchange market situation, and also other the country situation. For the world economy, so in economics theory, more integrated world will provide us more benefit economically and also the other cases. But these multipolar situation, more fragmented situation, will probably have less benefit, based on the economic theory. So this is not my role, but the global world should try to become more carefully the integrated world, the trend.
I hope that answered the questions. And before we close the Q&A session, for those who are attending online, maybe there are questions. Okay. The question is, will China's geopolitical situation near Taiwan affect the international investment of RMB? From Patmi Nurhatini. So that's the questions. China geopolitical situation near Taiwan affect the international investment, especially for RMB?
Yeah, it's probably this geopolitical situation will affect the Taiwanese investors, their investment selection decision. Yeah, Chinese too. Yeah. But I'm focusing on my research. I'm not talking about the whole the everything situation. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's the answer for the questions. Professor Jiyoun only discussed about the paper, and the scope is more bigger than that. Okay, thank you for Professor for the answer. And now I want to highlight several key points for the regarding future of renminbi as an international currency from the presentation. The first one, the prospect for RMB internationalization. While the progress has been made, challenges still remain, including the need for further financial liberalization and market development in China. The internationalization of RMB may be gradual but has a potential for sustainable growth. For the aspect geopolitical influence, geopolitical factors significantly impact of the RMB future. Global tension and shift in economic alliance will affect of the adoption of RMB as international investment. And the last, policy implication effective. Policies that enhance financial market development and economic stability are crucial for building international confidence in the RMB, including improving market transparency and liquidity. And despite challenge, there are opportunities for RMB to grow as an international investment currency, particularly in the changing geopolitical landscapes. And we come to the end of today's sessions. I would like to once again express our deepest gratitude to Professor Jiyoun for her excitement in presentation and for sharing her expertise with us. We also appreciate to all participants both on site and offline. On behalf of the Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Pasundan, I would like to thank all of you for attending an international public lecture. It has been a pleasure to have you with us, and we look forward to seeing you at the future event. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very interesting and great material. So please give big applause again for Professor Jiyoun and also Mr. Glenn. And now let us step further to the next agenda. We have a certificate and souvenir handover for the speaker. For our speaker, Professor Jiyoun, please stand in front of this stage. And I would like to invite Professor Dr. Azhar Afandi, please come to the front to give souvenir from Universitas Pasundan. Okay, give applause, everyone. Okay, thank you to Professor Azhar. Please take a seat, and for Prof. Jiyoun, please to stay on the front stage. And I would like Mr. Glenn as moderator to come to the front too. And Mr. Dean, Dr. Joanim, please come to the front to give the certificate and souvenir for Professor Jiyoun and Mr. Glenn. Please, for Dr. Jiyoun to come forward. Give applause, everyone. Yeah, and please to give certificate for Mr. Glenn as a moderator today. And I would like invite to all professor, vice dean, and maybe head and secretary program to the front stage. We will have a photo session. Okay, please to Professor Jaja, Professor Horas, Professor Azhar, and to all vice dean, and maybe head and secretary program to the front stage. We will have a photo session. Okay, maybe we take a picture with other participate. Okay, please to stand up, guys. Yeah. Please for, okay. Okay, all ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again, give saranghaeo sign. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Again, last, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much. Please take a seat back. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of an international public lecture. To close this event, let's say Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah. Ya Rabbil Alamin. I feel honored and I would like to thank the speaker, Professor Jiyoun, and the audience who attend and support this event. Once again, I would like to say thank you very much. Kamsahamnida. Let's close this event. Have a nice day and see you at the next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.